What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Everyone should be having a legendary day. And guess what? We're actually a minute early. So for everybody who's like, you guys are always late. You know what? We're a minute early today. So, and before we just do anything today, I have to do this. I don't care what anybody says.
Same old sorry ass man. So long. Same old sorry ass man. So long.
um, I just enjoy that for somebody who, man, I remember the '99 season. I remember watching the Yams win that Super Bowl, um, and being quite irritated about it. But anyway, definitely the Yams were always been that team that generally the Niners in my lifetime, the Niners have generally beat them, but there's always that just like random game that they beat us or the tie. I want to say it was in 2015, 2016. No, it was 2015. The tie we had against them, it's just always a weird team. So always love seeing a tie. I love Roberta. Flexing, Jason, in the green room. Flexing, your team won, baby. It's going late, legendary. Yes, the greatest show on turf. All right, so of course we're gonna get started, but before we do, we of course got to remind everybody to help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link will be in the description of this video and or podcast, depending on what you're listening to. Go to SeatGiant.com, use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. And also, to see everywhere you can subscribe to said show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Jason does a bang up job. So there will be no NFR weekly news wrap this week, with it being a short week and some, Jamie being on assignment on Friday. We just decided that we're just going to go ahead and do it next week. But of course, we will be doing our at least pregame and halftime. We'll see what's going on with the postgame and all that. But Jason and I will be doing our normal shows on game day. And of course, listen to the end of the show to get your special 20% off coupon code for the faithful by the faithful apparel. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
What's cracking, Jason? How you doing, bro?
I'm just going to say this. It's not me that's late, so don't put us in that we category. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
hey. To my credit, like I do be busting at home. You feel me? It's not like I'm lollygagging, jacking off. You feel me?
I just don't want to be putting that we category.
So no. So okay, fine. For everybody who says TJ's like, bleh. Anyway, damn, comment section blowing up. Let's see.
Yeah, Berto, I think your shoulder's okay. But but I haven't seen anything to where they're actually worried about it long term or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hello, faithful. What's up, Teresa? Good to see you.
One day I'll learn that the camera goes this way.
Let me see. Thursday night will be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have a blast. Ain't you gonna be there, Bryant? Yeah, they took X-rays. Nothing's broken. Okay, good. I always thought I was late.
Can you hear my fan, by the way? Is it too loud?
No, we're good. We're good.
All right.
Let us know in the comment, but I can't hear it, so nobody else should be able to hear it. Let me see. We got some love. Rosie J, big shout out to the 5280 Empire in Denver. Thomas, thanks all y'all for the love on Facebook and the
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all. So we are gonna start this week. First of all, I gotta do it again because I'm never gonna apologize, and it's just good to hear.
Same old sorry ass man. So long.
So as soon as
Anyway.
David McNiner gets in here, you know we're gonna have to play that again, right? That's his
Oh
thing.
yeah. I'll play it for him. Like I'll play it all day. Shit, just let me know in the comments every time y'all say anything. Just let me know. Okay, Roberto says we're good. We don't hear your fan.
All right, cool.
So, first of all, I want to start with Brock Purdy. That was his worst game as a pro, right? What's up, Shasho? Good to see you, brother.
How's it doing, bro? Yeah, it's his worst game as a pro, and we still put up 30 points. I'll take that.
I mean, Haberman did a good little solo video. So
What?
This is where the cool kids are. Facebook. He said he was clutch, and what I saw was everybody's talking about the three throws. The BA, the Brandon, the BA, the Debo, and the Juwan Jennings one. But to me, I'd rather him perform in that 2 minute because there's a reason it's going to be that thumbnail. Him scoring that touchdown is going to be this week's thumbnail. Is because to me, that's when if we didn't score there, I would have got worried. But the fact that we scored there, I'm like, okay, this is game plan. The game's tied. Come out, get a stop in the third quarter. And then you go, obviously, it took a drive. It was the Oliver interception that we ended up scoring. I want to say it was a touchdown or field goal or whatever it was. But the game essentially played out how I thought it was going to play because it played out essentially like damn near most Niner Yam games, especially in LA. Shit, honestly, it played out like the NFC Championship game, minus giving up a touchdown. One of those drives, they would have scored the touchdown, and the field goal at the end would have tied it. John, good to see you, bro. So I'm happy I'm not happy with the way they played. There's plenty of things to clean up. I will say penalties, but I'm sorry that Drake Greenlaw. I literally did not see what Drake Greenlaw did. So can somebody tell me what Drake Greenlaw did on that personal foul? I did not see it.
The only thing I saw was when everybody was on the ground, there was kind of like a split second where nobody was moving. And the only thing I could see is he moved his shoulder a little bit. I don't know if maybe he was, and to me, it's like if he was laying on it weird, had pressure on it, it was hurting or something kind of like that thing. Maybe, but it was ticky tacky. It really was ticky on that BS.
So whatever, I think you could say that was reputation, and the system had belief in him. I
don't know. One of his big plays came off a batted ball. I would expect anybody to catch that interception.
Okay, so, we'll get to Moody and we'll get to Yorshaw. but I want to because and then Jawan Jennings, that one to me, that's the one that got me cussing at the TV and the what the fuck and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because as somebody who's had that play ran against me, I got crack blocked before in a practice. It sucked, it's I wasn't paying attention, And to me, the fact that if Jawan Jennings had been running and they wanted to call that, fine. But he stopped. The Yams player ran into him. Yeah, it was a violent hit, but I almost felt it was a violent hit because the Yam player was running full speed.
Yeah.
Unless I saw the play wrong, Jawan Jennings stopped, and the Yam player essentially ran into him full speed.
That's what I think where the refs just kind of had like a knee-jerk reaction to.
They flagged how violent the hit was.
Yeah. And if you actually watch it, he didn't do anything wrong.
He literally stopped and he got ran into. The reason it was such a violent hit, sure, he put his shoulder into it. What were we supposed to do? Just stand there? I mean,
he just braced himself for it.
But the Yam player was running full speed or was running. I don't know if that's his full speed or whatever. Juwan put his shoulder down, like you said, probably more brace himself than anything. And dude ran into him. I mean, that one to me, that's a bad call. That is something.
But I mean, there were some really bad calls for both teams on Saturday.
Yeah, no, there was.
Sunday.
Debo fumbled. And now I heard something about the Yam player who recovered it being out of bounds or something like that. But to me, the only thing I would knock Brock on this game, realizing what he is, Mr. Irrelevant, whatever, but a system quarterback, whatever you want to say. The only thing that I yell at him is one of your best assets is managing the game. You taking the play clock to the last second, things like that. To call a timeout right after that play and not be on everybody's ass. I wonder if that was Eagles in the NFC Championship game, i.e. the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, right? You're on everybody, like, get the fuck on the ball. Let's go. Whatever. We'll take the 5-yard penalty. Well, whatever. Because that could have totally changed the momentum of the game. Because Debo did fumble. So that's the only I'll let you go ahead and talk about Brock, but that's the only thing I knock Brock on, where I'm like, hey, bro, you got to do better than that. And that shows me that Kyle himself has it. You didn't learn from the NFC Championship game. Damn, Sean McVay. I mean, what did we say after the NFC Championship game? At the very least, if I see the other team running up despite the ball, I'm throwing the challenge flag. I thought everybody talks about Sean McVay. I thought Sean McVay mismanaged the second half of this ball game.
I don't think he mismanaged it. I think our defense made plays. It was going to come down to a couple of big plays and our defense. But I mean, I thought McVay planned out a great game plan against us. For whatever reason, we were sitting in that soft ass coverage for no damn reason, and you got Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell, two guys who are just burning it underneath over and over and over. Why not? If you're just going to keep giving it to them, why not? Especially with Diamador. He plays worse when he is playing off coverage. But what do we do the whole first half? Play off coverage. Why? I don't understand why. We didn't blitz all that much. I think I saw it was like 30% or something like that. So it's not like we were constantly blitzing.
We definitely blitzed more the second half.
Well, yeah, first half. But again, if you're going to play off coverage that much, start sending people to disrupt it. Don't just sit back there.
Especially when you saw that Stafford's plan all game, and everybody's been talking about the D-line, the pressure, and the fact that we couldn't get home with 4. I mean, I
We got
believe Fox
pressure.
showed something. It was like less than 2 seconds that Stafford was getting the ball out.
People who keep saying that, look at how fast he was getting rid of the ball. There
Like,
was
that's
pressure.
literally
There was no 5-7 drops. It was all 3-step bang, 3-step bang.
And it was clear, like the second pressure guy, he was just throwing the ball away. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not getting hit. You know, he was not. And so I felt that it was, I mean, what have the games essentially between the Niners have been? Is it's been a close game, and then what? Last year, the close game, first half 15%, second half with 33%. There you go. So damn near double the blitz rate. I wonder if is that going to be the way it is? Because to me, the fact that Stafford was getting the ball out, you weren't getting home with the pass rush, and you combine that with soft zone, you know, like we were just giving them the catches. Not, and it was funny that I didn't listen to the game on Fox. I turned on the TV volume and I listened to the broadcast. And Tim Ryan was literally just begging on the radio. He's like, challenge these receivers. He's like, you're literally just giving them free, and the only time we're going in press, we're doing press bail. So you're not even pressing them. That to me was, I don't put that on the players. That's bad coaching. Like, that is because what did you see so I'm not going to get on Steve Wilkes because we can't act like we didn't see this against Robert Saleh. I mentioned it during the pregame. I said under Saleh, under D'Amico Ryans, you would see, I believe Haberman had I don't remember the exact points, but I know first half we gave up more points than the second half, I believe it was.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we always
historically do. Under Shanahan. So what does that tell you? We struggle out of the gate. Second half, we clamp it down.
I wouldn't see why you can't make those same adjustments between the first and second quarter. You see what's happening. You see that they're just dropping it over and over and over. So you can't do things on the fly. Why does it take an entire halftime to make those adjustments when everybody can see it plain as day?
Yeah, I don't get I don't understand either, and it's with especially what's up, brother? How y'all doing? Especially with seeing that you're not getting home with 4.
It wasn't even that they were getting home with 4. I mean, because we had pressure.
No, I'm just saying we weren't.
Look at one play with Hargraves, where Hargraves practically took if he had been paying attention, he could have taken that handoff and just gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, the 4 were getting there. It's just the rest of the time, give it up to Stafford. Stafford was just playing an awesome game.
It was ultimately what was the difference between? So people might ask, what was the difference between this and the NFC Championship game? We took Stafford threw some balls to us. Today we took advantage of them. By also capitalizing on the turnover. And B, by adding points off of the turnover. 20, NFC Championship game, Jaworski Tart drops it. That's literally the difference between this game and what was that last Yams drive? Like, I didn't understand what their purpose was there. Like, they were waving the white flag, but weren't. And like,
you talking about the last one of the game?
Yeah, the last one of the game.
Oh, that was something fishy. There was something fishy going on with betting on that one. That's what
I'm like. They had to feel like cover because I didn't feel like they had the urgency. Like, it didn't feel like we're trying to score a touchdown here, and it didn't feel like, hey, let's get downfield and kick a field goal. You feel me? Like, there was no urgency of we're trying to score a touchdown. Like, it almost seemed like we're going to concede the game, but try to.
We're going to make it look close.
Yeah. I don't understand their strategy there.
Well, I think it was the Titans last week when they were playing. Forget who they were playing, but they were down 4 with like 2 minutes left, and they kicked the field goal. It's like, wow. Or not. I think it was like under a minute to go and they kick a field goal. It's like, why are you kicking a field goal when you're down 4?
Yeah,
Like, you realize that doesn't tie the game at the minimum, right? So there's been some weird calls going throughout the league when it comes to that kind of stuff this year. Like, I don't know if they're just kind of cover
yeah, because
no
if you
unders
have
or
the
what.
Niners, I know that at some point it was 7.5.
Yeah.
I know some places it was 7. So if you got, Niners plus a 7, you won. If you had 7.5, you literally got fucked by that field goal.
Yeah. Then I saw a lot of people get pissed off.
I bet you there are a lot of Niner fans that got pissed off about that. Not so much Yams fans. Because if I'm a Yams fan, I would believe we would cover. I'd say, fuck it, I'll take the Niners to win or only lose by 7. Because historically, okay, so let's pull up the 9 games. 49ers, Yams, 9.
Well, I'm going to go back up here while you looked at. I want to ask. Okay, from Roberto, he's asking about Kinlaw being acting, but no presence felt. Do you think he actually had a ton of presence?
Yeah,
Again,
I felt his presence.
These guys are not getting sacks. They're not blowing stuff up in the back, and all that much right now. But if you watch the game film, and I've watched both 22 tapes, or the first one, but they're getting pressure in there. So I mean, they're just not finishing. So besides Drake Jackson last week, but even Kinlaw had some. Wasn't it him that blocked the pass on the third? I think is what it was.
I believe so.
So is that? He had good pushes up the middle when he played. So it's not showing up on the scoreboard, but he is there and he is definitely playing. He's actually playing a lot better than I thought he was.
Yeah, big shout out to Kinlaw. Actually, I'm not okay. Hold on. Oh wait, that was last week's. Give me a second. Where is it? Schedule 23 season.
And I agree with Shaw. I was yelling the whole time, "Get out!" I mean, it reminded me of how we were playing that last drive against the Steelers, but the entire game, or at least the entire first half, with the Rams. It's like, what are we doing, just sitting back there like that? We have a defense built to attack, and yet we're playing passive. That makes no sense to me at all.
Well, that's a good way to describe how we were playing.
Oh, was it Drake? Okay, Randy says it was Drake that had that batted pass.
Okay. I felt that Kinlaw's been fine. Okay, so we're going back to 19. 20-7 Niners, right? 34-31. That's the pick 6 by Bam Bam in 2019. 24-16, 20-23, 31-10. I believe that was at Levi's. 24-27, 20-17, 24-9, 31-14. So the two last year were pretty, a little one-sided, but we were clearly the better team last year. So, I mean, these games have been relatively close, especially in LA. So I feel why have the Niners won these games? Turnovers.
Yeah.
Why did we win yesterday, Jason? I felt it was turnovers.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was going to come down to who made the first big play on turnovers, and it was us.
Yeah. So I feel that okay, so let me ask this question. We did comparison and basically said Brock is pretty much Jimmy, right? What would be
He's
your
Jimmy
biggest
without all the mistakes?
And there you go. Because I was going to say, Jason, what's your biggest knock on Jimmy? Turnovers.
Yeah, it's always a turnovers.
Turnovers and injuries. So, day 3, 4-yard passes all day, 0 touchdowns from the wide receivers.
That's okay. 4 yard.
Ouch.
4 yards to keep moving them down the field and move the clock. That's nothing wrong with that. It's a solid game plan.
I feel like, see, I disagree with that. I don't feel it's a lack of them trying. It's a lack of connecting. Because look at the 3 throws that everybody's been talking about Brock. Those weren't 4-yard passes. So I think if he hits on one of those, three of those, he A, has a touchdown pass. B, everybody's talking about how we found the one. So, and generally, I feel the one that upset me was the one to Debo, because I feel Brock hits that. I'm confident that Brock hits that. And sure, he's going to take blame on all of them. But so congratulations. If this
everything that he threw in the offseason, those deep passes are probably the ones he's had the least amount of time, one, to get his arm strength back up to, and it's taken the least probably snaps to get ready for, because we want him to hit those short to intermediate passes, like we have been doing. So those other ones will just come with time.
I bet you that if you put a gun to Kyle's head, would he say, would you have rather him hit one of those three passes, either to Debo, Ayuk, or Jennings, or consistently hit the intermediate to short passing game? And I bet you Kyle would say, I'd rather him at 80, 90, 100, whatever percent hit the medium and short game.
Yeah, because that's how this
offense
was basically
I
built.
bet you he would say, I could win a championship with a quarterback who gives me elite level at the short to medium, intermediate passing game. And can, hit it on time and do all the things, process it quickly, manage the game. I think all the things that be a robot when it's there, but when it's not there, be athletic enough and have enough of a feel of the game and everything to make plays. And I think that's what Brock is. So if that's how Brock plays his worst in his Niner career, if that's the worst, if that's how Brock Purdy plays the worst in his career, and then minus maybe one or two picks, or even without the picks, I definitely say we've found our franchise quarterback until he's expensive enough to affect the rest of the team, and then you got to make some decisions.
I don't necessarily call him a franchise quarterback if that's how he plays them. And I'm not saying that that's bad.
No.
But when I think of franchise
I'm just
quarterback,
talking about the worst he plays.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if he's averaging, like we've stated before, that Jimmy-esque where you're throwing for 250, 275 at the most, maybe 300 a couple times a year, but you're getting one or two touchdowns a game, but we're also rushing for two or three more and we're still winning like that. Does that necessarily make him a franchise quarterback?
No.
Take out the mistakes Jimmy makes, limit those, say just half of those mistakes that Jimmy makes. But, we put up those same type of numbers. Does that make him a franchise quarterback? Because I don't think it does. And that's not a knock against Purdy in any sort of way. To me, if you're a franchise quarterback, that's someone that carries the team. Someone like a Mahomes or an Allen or those kind of guys.
So let me put franchise quarterbacks in air quotes and emphasize what I said in the fact of until he becomes more expensive, then you have to question, hey, is he worth paying 40, 50, whatever quarterbacks are worth at that going rate? That's how I feel.
If he stays at this level,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. At this level, if this
he wouldn't make those top end quarterback money.
No. Well, there you go. Okay, so if this is his floor and what we've seen, pick a game, is his ceiling, I'm comfortable. Like you said, maybe not top tier quarterback money, but I'm not giving up any of the core for Brock Purdy.
No.
But am I saying if he proves that we can win championships with him, i.e. he's already won one, so you can assume that you can win another?
Yeah.
Would I say goodbye to Eric Armstead? I'd hate to, but yeah, I would, just because
you'd always choose your quarterback over a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to be an elite defensive tackle, like top 3.
And this kind of went away with the restructure of Eric Armstead's contract. And I don't want to necessarily get into the $41 million because I don't even necessarily think they know what they're going to do with that $41 million in cap space. I think they're feeling it out, and they say if we have a need,
I think it's going to be exactly what we did this
oh
year.
yeah,
Like I said, we have a need. So say Trent retires, and we don't have anybody necessarily lined up. We don't have a top 5 pick to go after. We probably go out and get that whoever is the top tackle in free agency. Something along those lines, along with signing BA. That would probably be where that money goes to.
if it's not a player that you can tell me this year, I'm talking about strictly trading and paying this year. If it's not a player that you could, which no player would be, let's be real. I don't foresee us trading for a player that would make $41 million. Like I can't even.
No.
I can't. But so
that's a hell of a blockbuster trade.
Yeah, it's like there's that's essentially a quarterback. You're trading for a quarterback. The only one I could think of is maybe Chase Young.
Chase Young? No, I wouldn't.
You trade and sign him. I'm not saying trade for him, but that's the only thing I'm saying for. But I feel, unless it's somebody who's going to come in and change the franchise, I feel the best thing moving forward for the franchise is save that money. 2024 is supposed to be this dreaded offseason. Well, what's the best way to make the 2024 offseason less painful? Roll over as much cap as possible.
Well, you got to spend it. Well, you don't have to. But you know what I mean? You're saving it for a reason.
Yeah, and it's next year because
minus a huge injury somewhere, like a Trent, like a Debo or something minus something like that, we're not making a trade this year unless something. I mean, honestly, with
money.
What's his name injuries last night? I mean, even there's a ton of running backs that are available right now. Why couldn't we trade Elijah to the Browns?
You think so?
Yeah, but
are we going to be
Chase Young? I don't think Chase Young is a reclamation project though. I don't see him as like a Cleveland Pharaoh where he basically did nothing. Chase Young has. I mean, he's been injured.
I would say if he didn't work out after this next contract, then you could holler at me about Chase Young being a reclamation project. But I feel Chase Young entering free agency next year. No, there's going to be multiple teams who see his talent and say, "I'm willing to roll the dice on that talent." Montez Sweat.
No, that I would agree with more than Chase Young. I would agree with Montez Sweat because he's been good, and to be honest, I think he's actually been more solid and stable versus Chase Young. Chase Young has had some really, really high highs, but he's also had some lows because of injuries and whatnot.
And I don't need us. We all have wet dreams about putting a superstar pass rusher next to opposite Nick Bosa and everything like that. I just need somebody consistent. I don't need a superstar because let's be real. We can't afford we can't afford for Nick Bosa besides the quarterback. We can't afford Nick Bosa besides the quarterback to be the second highest paid player on the team besides the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
think we'll ever have a quarterback like that again after the whole Jimmy thing.
I don't.
Minus a Super Bowl on this rookie contract for Brock Purdy, I don't see us getting anywhere close to him even being a top 5, on the team kind of thing.
No. And because there's always going to be some, you have Shanahan. Let me see. I love Judge JPP. He can help us. Am I just a fan or you guys agree? I mean, what's he costing?
Yeah.
That to me, because like I said, that's not a franchise changing player. So am I breaking the bank for him? No.
Here, let me clap for JPP.
You're cold, bro. That's cold.
No, I do think JPP is a damn good player, but let's be honest. 50 years from now, when we talk about JPP, we're not going to be talking about anything else. That hand.
Talk about this is why you don't play with fireworks, kid.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to end up on a billboard somewhere, right before the 4th of July at every school in New York. I'm sorry, I couldn't help with that one. That one was just too easy.
Service announcement.
Yeah.
This is JPP for the New York Fire Department. Reminding you kids not to play with fireworks.
Not to play with fire.
Not to play with fireworks.
No, but I thought he was a pretty good player. I mean, probably at his best, somewhere in the top 10 for a defensive end in the league. But, I wouldn't necessarily put him higher than maybe 5th.
I think Drake's been fine.
Yeah, we'll see how Drake goes the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think that, it's been 2 games. I kind of feel like holla at me at the very least. Holla at me after that Craggross game.
Yeah.
I don't want to start we should be 4-0. We should be 4-0. I think we'll be fine with the Giants. That Arizona game has a little
sneaky vibe to it.
Yeah, a little lightweight, sneaky vibe to it. But
I got a question for you. Mm-hmm. So you've seen all this stuff about Shanahan and the workload that McCaffrey's had so far this season, especially yesterday. Do you think maybe, just maybe, he was saving Elijah for Thursday night? Like he deliberately overused him. That's my feeling, is that he's been saving Elijah, working Christian, and then this is going to be his bye week per se. He's still going to start, probably get, but I think we're going to see a lot more Elijah.
I think you're going to see a lot of CMC first half. I hope Kyle hopes to get up to a lead, and then you bring Elijah in the second half.
I don't even think I just think we're going to see him a lot more just in the game in itself.
In the game in general?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for that because
because look at this. Look at how many yards he's already got in 2 games. That's insane.
This is not like you can't. It's like what I told you ultimately why I thought CMC wasn't going to do 1,000. Because I said the best thing for the Niners to win the championship is for Christian McCaffrey not to get the usage it would take to get to 1,000. That's not the best thing that's the best thing for the regular season, to probably get the most regular season wins and to say, hey, Christian McCaffrey, the first player ever to do 1,000 in the regular season. Yeah, that's all good for that. But if you want a championship, no, Christian McCaffrey getting 1,000 is probably not the best thing for the Niners.
I'm curious what he has right now for passing yards. 49ers.
So, I mean, is Kyle just saying, hey, I'm going to ride him till the wheels fall off? Then I think that's mismanagement if you're saying my goal is to win a championship.
Well, yeah.
So, overall, I thought we felt fine for a week 2 against a tough division opponent that knows us. We know them, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. And believe it or not, it played out like a lot more Niner Yam games than people think it's about.
And he's only got 36 yards receiving this year.
There you go. And especially when, you know what, ultimately I think one of the greatest things to come out this game is that I think I feel more confident saying that it wasn't Colton McKivitz's garbage. It was that he was going up against TJ Watt.
Yeah, you know whose name you didn't hear at all?
Colton McKivitz.
No.
Aaron Donald. Yeah, no.
And how the hell does Aaron Banks get a 0? Or is this, I think it was Aaron Banks, got a 0 in on PFF grade. I'm like, did you guys watch the game? I can't remember if it was him or Buford. One of them got a 0 for their PFF grade for the week for the game. I'm just like, he was lined up against Aaron Darnold probably 70 to 80% of the time. We didn't hear Aaron Donald's name but a few times. So how do you get a 0 when you're holding someone that good back?
I just felt that, like, and historically, this is the weird thing about it, is that whatever all Yam fans are going to point to is the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
But historically, at least with legit Niner teams, Aaron Donald really hasn't done shit to us.
No, we have schemed and we run right at him. Look at Bryant with the 24 points with Booty. Hey, just so you know, in my my $1,000 keeper league, my dynasty team, I just traded for Jake Moody.
I mean, how fired up? How was that? That's why I got the kicker. Was Kyle thinking when Jake hit that 57-yarder? That's exactly why Kyle was fired up. He was like, "That's why you take a kicker in the third round." Like, Jake Moody will beat Kyle Shanahan's kicker because of that kick right there. No, I mean, I feel that. I mean, I like what Bryant said when he said, rookie mistake. You made the 57-yarder, awesome, but then you also, shanked the kick that got him.
I mean, he played fine.
Yeah. I mean, he's a kicker.
Oh yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, PFF is great to me only for draft stuff, just because it gives you something to talk about. But I would say it's pretty much 50-50, if not worse, when it comes to using it for actual in-game, stuff. So it's just weird because some guys will, won't play that well, but all of a sudden they got this high grade, and then other guys that did play well get a low grade. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. It's like Texas.
PFF is what people use to prove their points when it fits them. Hey, I made this point. Look, I got PFF is backing me up.
Yeah.
So
Let's see.
Brock
Brock Purdy had a 65. Chris McCaffrey 65. Let's see. Spencer Buford had a 27.8 overall, 0 passing. But then, like I said, so he got 0. McKivitz got 61. Brendel got 69. Banks got 86. And then Trent got 88. So how the hell does the one guy in all of that, in the middle part, get a 0 when everybody else scored pretty good? That makes absolutely no sense. And just like that, like Nick Bosa. Most people will tell you, Nick Bosa isn't worth the money, blah, blah, blah. He got a 92 grade. Roberto earlier asked about, what happened with Kinlaw. Kinlaw got almost an 84, which is the second highest of his career. But again, a lot of people are like, what's Kinlaw been doing? So it's just a weird stat.
You know what it is? It's because, and I'm, what's weird? So I'm guilty of it. When I watch games on TV, you obviously go where the camera is. You know what I like to do when I go to games is that's when I like to watch individual players. Maybe not necessarily like the whole game. I'll watch X player, but like I'll just like, let's say my eyes drawn to BA on a particular play. I just see BA lined up, and I'm like, let me watch BA on this play. Most people, what are they going to see? They think a player doesn't do anything because what? Because you don't see it on the screen, because the announcer doesn't circle and say, look who, this player really caused this play because he did this. And so they're not going to get those type of breakdowns on TV. But I felt that the offensive line played fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
fine.
I
thought they played better this week than they did against the Steelers.
Ultimately, you have to feel confident that this team's averaged 30 points. Could that continue? We'll see. But even if it goes slightly down to 27, is this defense consistently going to get up 28 points, Jason?
No.
So there you go. Then that means what? Then you're going to win more ball games than you don't. And you hope to God that this team. This is the key to me is by starting. You say 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, whatever we start off. The thing that you hope is that you don't give it back on the back end, and that's the difference between being the 1 seed and the 2, the 3, the 4, wild card, whatever it is. It's because we know the Niners will go on a run.
Yeah,
I think we've proven consistently as the season goes on, we play better. So is it about how many wins can we stack before we get to that point? What was Teresa? What do you guys think about the signing of CB Brown? That's bad news for Embry.
right. I mean, we also lost Quantrez Knight to the Cardinals. They poached him yesterday. So, I mean, it's going to, we had to fill it in somewhere. Speaking of terrible cornerbacks, did you see who had a bad day?
Who? Killer
Witherspoon. He was getting tossed around by everybody.
You know why Kyle was so pissed. Because that I love Haberman and Middlecoff because he broke it down and Middlecoff broke it down from he's like, look, I've been in these meetings. I know how this meeting went. They put it in all week, and Kyle said, we watched him for 3 years?
Yeah.
We watched him for 3 years. We know he's going to bite on this. It will be wide open, and they always say that Kyle circles one player on defense to pick on. And hey, this is who we're going to.
I think most coaches do.
You know damn well it was going to be a Killer Witherspoon. He's like, we're going to make him look so ridiculous. And then when Brock missed that, Kyle was so pissed. Because I don't think Kyle ever really takes – I bet you could leave Kyle and Kyle would be fine with it. But I feel like if Kyle was ever going to hold a vendetta against 2 players, it would be Dante Pettis and Killer Witherspoon.
I thought Witherspoon was trash when he was here. So, I mean – and I love the way that
was on the Akello remained on this team because of Robert Saleh.
Yeah. If we didn't need another reason to like Ronnie Bell, did you see Ronnie Bell flatten his ass?
Oh.
Ronnie Bell flattened his ass. Akello got up and does what he usually does best and just talked. Ronnie Bell put his helmet back on and just walked away. And I just started laughing my ass off.
What was it? McCaffrey said something bitch ass.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what he said, but he was like,
no, I saw it. I read his list. What was it? It was oh damn, I can't remember. Anyway, it was something bitch ass. So clearly the Niners, basically, let's be real, the locker room thinks the Killer soft.
Yeah. But did you see that McCaffrey was just like, we were just conversating.
Yeah. I saw that post game. He was like, no conversation and
so we're just talking.
But I feel perfectly fine with this game. I mean, did we dominate? Let's be real. We dominated the stadiums more than we did the game. That was that was some shit, Jason. That.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me anymore.
85% Niner. That surprised me. Bro, that was a good legit 80-90%. Because it's I couldn't, when I was looking at the certain angles of the TV, I couldn't see any blue.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. It wasn't even, it's a little pocket here, a little. If it was, it may have been 1, maybe 2 individual people. It was.
I saw the ticket sales said 65%, but then they were showing shots of the stadium. That's way more than 65%.
So you know what the problem is with that is they go based off of where the tickets are bought.
Yeah, yeah.
And the problem with it excludes all the Niner fans that are in LA.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with it. Is
Speaking
it
of
just
tickets, they can't sell Thanksgiving game tickets here. They're having a problem getting rid of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I
That's
almost wished I had waited to get my tickets because I probably could have saved about $500.
Oh God. What? After 1-1?
Well, you have to think about it. I mean, yes, I don't think it's necessarily people giving up on the game, the Seahawks season. It is Thanksgiving. I mean, a lot of people are not going to want to give up Thanksgiving with family and everything like that to go to a football game. I mean, the people who show up, the people who are going to be there, no matter what team for any city, whenever you're playing on Thanksgiving, Christmas kind of thing, those are the diehards. Not many people are going to give up just, those kind of days to go
What
watch your team
packs the
play.
stadium is not diehard fans. What packs the
No,
stadium?
on those games,
Yeah.
for those games, I think it is going to be diehards.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm saying that's not what packs stadiums. Because what you do is, like, each team says, hey, we have X amount of diehard going to show up. This is just what they do. What teams try to really make the push for sales is the casual. The casual, give me a reason to go and I'll go,
They want to be
I'm
part of
not
the cool
going to
crowd.
watch. Yeah. I'm not going to go watch, CJ Beathard.
I might be going to the Steelers game too. When the Steelers come here.
Steelers?
Yep,
Steelers.
Because my older brother, and all that side of the family, they're all Steelers fans. So they're trying to. The problem is they're trying to get 10 tickets in a row. Like, you're not going to find 10 tickets in a row.
That's.
But so there's a good chance I'm going to that game too. That's New Year's Eve.
That's not bad.
No, that'd be a good one. Go catch a game and then go out afterwards for New Year's Eve. I'd be down for that.
Truthfully, honestly, I would trade the Niners being on the road for Christmas, just personally, selfishly, as a 16 ticket holder. I would go to Washington for Christmas and have New Year's Day be here against or New Year's Eve be here against the Ravens, then play the Ravens Christmas and have New Year's Eve be in Washington. Basically what I'm trying to say is I'd rather go to game New Year's Eve than Christmas Day.
I'd agree. Because at least
that's the only
New Year's Eve,
sucks.
you get off in time to still enjoy all that.
Exactly.
The game on Christmas Day, that's pretty much your whole day.
Well, I mean, 5? So I'll probably get there probably like 3. Because I get the free food now and everything like that. So I walk in, I'll go, kiss the statue, go buy my program, go get food, and then go figure out where I'm going to watch it in the concourse. But yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm not even going to say let's see how we look against Arizona. The Giants, just because I think this is about a game that you hope our skill kind of shows up. Where you're just like, hey, we shouldn't lose. Like, regardless, our Giants were a playoff team last year. Yeah, but they ain't got Debo. They ain't got CMC. They ain't got Elijah. They ain't got, This is kind of a game where I hope it's just like, yeah, it might be a little bit of a struggle, but you sneak out and it's like a 13-point win. Where it's like, hey, it was closer than you think, but ultimately the Niners were too much. And then see how we look after Arizona. And I think we could really start to get a judge of this team after Arizona and the Cowgirls game. Jason, final thoughts?
Week 5 is definitely going to be the test. But
it's going to be huge.
No Saquon Barkley. Don't know if you saw that. Yeah. He's done. He's done for like 3 or 4 weeks. But no, he's not done for the year. I think it's 3 or 4 weeks that he's out. So I'm not even sure who the other running back is because I haven't looked a whole lot. Because work has been stupid. I haven't been. Oh, really? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't been posting as much just because work's been kind of crazy. So as far as stuff coming up tomorrow, I'm going to try to do a first for an actual sim of the game. I'm going to set everything up. I got to work on that. I got to finish my video for the cheesecake one for that game. So I got to do that. So I'm going to try and set that up probably about 4 or 5. depending on, like I said, it all depends on what time I get back from the gym. But
All right, well,
so,
keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, so we'll be back Tuesday. Jason will do the halftime. I'll do the pregame. I'll talk to Jamie because the game should be over about 8. So that's probably about the time she normally does it anyway. So it'll actually be pretty good. No problem, Teresa. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate all your interactions in the group and on the Facebook page and here on the show. We really appreciate it, love. I see that,
Indeed.
and it ain't just when I'm on the show either. I see you posting up on Friday and everything like that. My girl will always go, Jamie's live. But all right, y'all. All right, brother. We'll see you next week.
deuces.
All right, bro. We appreciate Jason hopping on. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. But before we do, of course, help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of the podcast or video. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Catch our game day shows. I'll be going live probably about 2 o'clock for Niner Faithful Radio pregame. Jason will do halftime, and we're pretty sure Jamie will do postgame. And last but not least, the coupon code for this week's 10% off of For the Faithful by the Faithful apparel is Beat the Giants. All right. I shall see y'all next week. Let's see. Thank you, Bryant. Thank you, brother. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Moody sign this season. Go Niners. Go Niners, Bryant. All right. We shall see y'all on Thursday. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
See ya.